Hello and welcome to this edition of Biz Talk. 7 centuries ago, the young Marco Polo set off from Venice on the Eastern world journey and resided in China for many years. His book, The Travels of Marco Polo, recorded his observations in China, opening up the window for Europe to understand China. Today, 700 years later, the commemorative Marco Polo 700th anniversary event organized by the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce was held in Shanghai. In this episode, we interviewed the president of the Italy Chamber of Commerce, the head of Italy's largest commercial bank, exploring new opportunities for business cooperation between China and Italy. Thank you so much for joining us. Could you provide insights into the role and functions of the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce? Do you have any personal experience or examples of how the Chamber has facilitated business relations between Italian and Chinese companies?
We consider advocacy is a very important function, a very important role of China-Italy Chamber of Commerce. We always promote dialogue, interactions with the local authorities, and we want to promote the relations between our Italian companies and the Chinese institutions. This to understand better the interest of local districts, local government, and the expertise of our companies. As a chamber, we promote many networking activities to promote interactions between our members. Also, our members and other European and national chambers, they can interact to promote the business in China. In fact, when we also have missions from different European countries, these are sometimes also our trading partner. That means Italians do business with Germans in China, and Italians do business with other European countries in China. So the interactions between our members and the interaction between different European companies is also effective. Plus, of course, we want to promote more and more matching between Chinese companies and Italian companies, and that is why we organize a number of business matching, a forum and other events to have multiple Italian companies and Chinese companies to promote new projects.
How can Italian manufacturing companies effectively tap into the rising expectations of Chinese consumers for a higher quality of life? What strategies can be employed to combine outstanding Italian quality with the demands of the Chinese consumer market?
In terms of consumer market, we shall consider that most of analysts evaluate a recent growth in internal demand, and China-Italy relations is also based, as we mentioned, on the value of the export in lifestyle. That is including luxury, that is including high standard brands. For instance, in one of our top events as Italian Chamber, that is the Gala Dinner, we had as a sponsor and we had as a brand some of the most important and famous Italian brands. In luxury, we had Max Mara, Zegna, Valentino, and we have a supercar like Ferrari, and also a sport car like Alfa Romeo. This is just to mention the attention that the Chamber brings to promote events exactly with this focus, the high quality standard of our companies, the luxury brands, and this is the way how Chinese consumers, they perceive Italy, linked to this standard. So we don't have only, of course, these top names, but we also have medium-sized companies, but they all share this kind of quality, they all share this kind of expertise.
As Italy is currently China's 4th largest trading partner in the European Union, and China is Italy's largest trading partner in Asia, what advantages do Italian companies have in the Chinese market? How can they capitalize on the gradual recovery of the Chinese consumer market?
We consider the growth of the retail market up to 7%. For a value aggregated up to $6.6 trillion US. That is a giant opportunity that we shall perceive, that we shall focus on. Of course, the Italian companies, they shall focus again on quality, and they shall understand how to achieve this goal in a giant market with a very different geography, focusing on key cities and also in a new region that have a new speed, a different perspective. Not only this, so we have different regions inside China, and we have different regions inside the Far East, inside Asia. So from trading perspective within China, I believe we needed to focus on the new area, the new markets, Western China, internal China, Southern China. While in the Far East, we can promote all kinds of free trade agreements that we have between China and the region, the 10 ASEAN countries and the 15 countries that are members of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So the biggest opportunities for Italian companies is Chinese market as the largest in the Far East and Asia as the largest in the world.
In your opinion, what role does the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce play in fostering business contacts and collaboration between Italian and Chinese companies? How does it contribute to the overall development of bilateral trade and investment?
I believe China-Italy Chamber of Commerce has a very significant role in bilateral economic relations. First, I will mention the history, and the history is always very important. Our chamber has been founded in Beijing in 1991, so we have more than 30 years experience. But actually the first time to be created the Italian Chamber of Commerce in China was in Shanghai in 1903. So we can consider that even 120 years ago, already a group of entrepreneurs and business people from Italy already promoted economic relations with this country, with this market. So from the history we have the value of the interactions that we can promote. And that is why this year we celebrate, I think, the highest value in history, that is the 700th anniversary of Marco Polo, that is also a symbol in trade, in commerce, and this symbol is an Italian trader, an Italian business person traveling to China, showing the world how to promote relations with a country, with a market far and different in the Far East between West and East. So I believe history teaches us how important is the role of this association and the group of people promoting relations with a country like China. And the advocacy, the importance to always refer to Italian and Chinese institutions. So we believe the history is important in the relations, and we believe also the political relations is very important to promote economic projects, business projects for large groups or even for small size groups. And for our members, we organize really a large number of activities, factory visits, company visits, networking events that grant the opportunities for small companies to meet the large companies, for Italian members to meet the Chinese groups. So we believe these activities have an effective significance in promoting bilateral economic relations.
Could you share examples or successful collaborations between Italian and Chinese companies that have been facilitated by the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce? How have these collaborations contributed to the respective companies' growth and market presence?
I believe as a success case, we can mention specifically a case that the Chamber promoted during the years. We have in Suzhou a number of Italian entrepreneurs that we consider the largest hub of the industrial companies out of Europe. So not only in Asia, not only in China, but the largest out of Europe. That means that most of entrepreneurs, companies, managers, professionals, they move to China and they choose the Suzhou specifically. So China-Italy Chamber of Commerce promoted first a working group to aggregate these managers, and later promoted the organization of the appreciation meeting with the Suzhou authorities, and then with the local authorities in different cities, in different prefectures. these actions, these activities have been very effective, and we shall thank the colleagues who started all these kind of projects and activities during the years. And that is why today Italy has in Jiangsu province so strong economic relations. Also thanks to the people from China-Italy Chamber of Commerce and to the members and to the Italian companies that joined so many activities interacting with the local institutions and with the local companies.
As a member of the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce, what are your expectations and hopes for the future development of business relations between Italy and China? What areas or sectors do you believe hold the most promise for collaboration and growth?
We shall consider that we are experiencing a very special moment for China-Italy economic relations, because we consider we have a great opportunities in 2024. I mentioned it before, the year of Marco Polo is not only a symbol in culture, it's a symbol in economic relations. And 700 years is a very important anniversary. And that is why we are planning a number of political and economic missions from Italy to China. We saw in April a business forum in Verona, a city in Italy, where we had the Foreign Affairs Minister of Italy and the Minister of Commerce of China promoting new projects in different fields. And we will have very soon a number of political missions, from the Minister of Made in Italy to the Prime Minister of Italy to the Head of State of Italy. All this in the second semester of 2024. So it's a very special 6 months period also for the Italian business community and definitely for China-Italy Chamber of Commerce. So I believe what we can learn from the history and from Marco Polo's symbol, I believe that Italy as a country and as a group of entrepreneurs coming to China, they have, I believe, a special approach compared to other foreign investors. And this is why Marco Polo is important in the history of China, because he's a person who promoted a better understanding, an interaction. So business, but also understanding, interaction. And this is a symbol for the international relations, no matter China-Italy, no matter China-world, is all over significant. So I believe Italian companies will follow an approach that we shall consider cultural interchange and better business understanding. Then we need to consider that our companies are present in China for very long term, for many years. We had very large brands from our country even being present at the beginning of the century and want to invest more and to increase their presence and their interactions with China. And I believe our entrepreneurs, they bring the same values in the history and today, with this passion for quality and high standard products in every economic sectors.
Here on Biz Talk, we connect the dots, shedding light on the real stories behind the economic landscape. To better understand China's dynamism and the economies and rhythms of business, propelling new drivers of growth.
China.
We are rising up.
Chinese market.
China.
Biz Talk, your window into China and the global economy. Only on Biz Talk.
Each day, there are millions of stories. Each one can open new perspectives, new possibilities. Wherever you look, we are there. To see, discover, explore. We put the pieces together to find what really matters to you, all around the world, all around the clock. Our reporters are at home across the globe. From our headquarters in Beijing and production centers in Washington, Nairobi, and London. Stories from across the globe, reaching people across the globe. CGTN. See the difference. 360-degree profiles of industry movers and shakers, tech mavericks, and policymakers. We drill down on their success. We ask how they set strategy and how they navigate in an increasingly competitive market. Real talk, real business. Join the conversation. Biz Talk, only on CGTN.
Mr. Huang, thank you for joining our program. As Italy's biggest bank, Intesa Sanpaolo's presence in China dates back to 1981 with the opening of the representative office in Beijing. How do you evaluate the business cooperation between the two countries?
Okay, I represent Intesa Sanpaolo. Intesa Sanpaolo is one of the major banks in Italy and also in European market. We have started our presence in China since many years ago. Since 1980s, we have opened the first representative office in 1981 in Beijing, and then we have established also Shanghai branch in 1997. Through Shanghai branch, we mainly support Italian business in China. Currently, we have been supporting more than 50% of Italian manufacturing cases investments in China. And especially since last year, since China has reopened the borders around February, March 2022, we have seen quickly resumed resumption of the visitors incoming from Italy. So we had the chance to meet many of an increasing number of the delegation from Italian headquarters of our Italian groups. They are coming back to China to understand from the local experts, also from the local managers, and from the clients and suppliers to understand the real changes of the Chinese market. And we are very glad also that we are still following interesting list of the pipeline of reinvestment of new investments from Italian companies in China to reinforce the market position in China, to expand the production capability. Especially in the Yangtze Delta River area, we are following a number of new investments among our client base. So this is also very encouraging. And overall, Italian companies, they are very steady because they all have a very long tradition. I think this is one of the very distinctive advantage of many Italian companies. In Italy, they have been running by families since some generations. So they always had this very long-term strategy, which is actually very important to be successful also in China.
As an international bank, how do you support Italian companies in their cross-border investments in China and promote trade between Italy and China?
We have been in China since many years, and we support over 50% of Italian presence in China. Most of them, they are manufacturing company, production company, and a minor portion, they are trading service company, including also the luxury and fashion company as well. What we have observed from the market is they are all overall very steady in China, and some of them, they are reinvesting their profits generated from Chinese market to expand their local capability. For example, to enhance their R&D, to localize the R&D in China, to bring the most advanced technology to the Chinese manufacturing hub. And some of them have also established the regional headquarters, Asia regional headquarters in Shanghai or in the Yangtze Delta River in very recent times. being the only Italian bank still left operating in China, we are following a number of the new investment projects. So this is very encouraging. So the level of confidence I can see is still quite high from this perspective.
Any collaborations with local companies and the local government?
From last February, March, when China has reopened the borders, I can see many Chinese government-related delegations. They are spending more and more time in reinforcing the communication with the European markets. They send a delegation directly to Italy, to France, to Germany, to communicate their new approach, their new policies in terms of incentive to attract the foreign investors in China. So in this, from this perspective, the Chinese government is doing a very incredible efforts in transmitting this relevant information to directly to the offshore investors in order to regain their confidence about the Chinese market.
So what are the potential benefits of cooperation between outstanding Italian companies and Chinese companies? How can this cooperation enhance their mutual growth, innovation, and resilience?
From general perspective, of course, the market environment has become much more challenging compared to before. There are increasing cases of collaboration in terms of JV, but not necessarily equity JV, but also commercial JV. Also, so it's sort of how to tackle the opportunities of the Chinese market, by joining their efforts, their capabilities, and also the distinctive advantages. Because on one side, the Italian companies they have a long tradition, they have the brand, and they have the high level of technology, European technology, which is much required by the Chinese market. On the other hand, the Chinese partner, they can offer the local commercial capabilities, so they can be more effective in implementing the local distribution, the sales strategy, and so on. So due to this, the increasing number of successful cases of cooperation, so by which the Italian investors they bring their distinctive advantages from Europe, including technology mostly, and also some innovative products, also industrial processes as well into China. It's very important in this changed market that the Italian partner, they bring the highest level of technology for Chinese market, because only by doing this this is the right approach to continue their success in China.
With international organizations such as the International Monetary Fund raising their growth forecasts for the Chinese economy, what specific opportunities for economic and trade cooperation do you see between Italian companies and Chinese companies in China?
Yeah, we have, as leading Italian bank, we have also research capabilities focused on China, on Asian economies. And just a few days ago, I was reading the latest report about China, and the data of course, we have to divide between the trade and the cross-border investments, and the data are still very active. We cannot say in terms of volume we are back to the situation prior pandemic, because the major difference, I think, before pandemic, there were many cases of merger acquisition, cross-border merger acquisition. So in terms of absolute number, of course, the numbers are bigger in the past and more limited nowadays. But nowadays we still have a very active flow in both in terms of trade, mostly in terms of the machinery import now from high-end machinery import from Italy to China, and from China as well to Italy, and the cross-border investments in terms of FDI, we have mentioned before, has been slowed down from Italy to China. But the other way around from China to Italy actually is becoming more and more important. So many Chinese companies, they are also looking to. So from this perspective, I think the level of complementarity between the two countries is very important and offers a huge room for increasing potential cooperation between the Italian and Chinese economies. So that means also between the Italian and Chinese enterprises as well. So from this perspective, I think Italian Chamber of Commerce and also our bank in São Paulo can play a bigger role in facilitating this increasing trend of cross-border investments.
What advice would you give to Italian companies that are considering entering or expanding their business in the Chinese market? What key factors should they consider and what strategies?
Yeah, of course, as a starting point, a very long-term clear strategy in China is required, which means also very strong support from the headquarters. You cannot come to China just for a try to see if your business model can be successful or not, but you have to well define all the details of the long-term strategy for China with a very strong convince the headquarters to support this strategy. Probably nowadays, coming to Chinese market means even more challenging than before. So you need to be patient, not hoping to start generating profit since the very beginning, but trying to build a very resilient structure, operating structure, which means also quite high level of localization in terms of management, people, and also other elements of the value chain.
In what ways can technology and innovation enhance the competitiveness of Italian companies in the Chinese market? How can Italian companies leverage technological advancements to differentiate themselves and gain a competitive edge in China?
Yeah, this is a very relevant innovation and technology aspect to be successful in China. And many of our Italian companies, actually, they are small, medium enterprises, but they are leaders in many of the niche markets due to the high level of their technology and the R&D capability. So they are able to preserve a very strong market positioning, not only in Italy, not only in China, but at global level. So we are many of the so-called hidden champions among the Italian small medium enterprises, actually due to this particular aspect of the innovation and R&D capability. I think this will continue to ensure most of our Italian companies to continue their success in China.
Our discussion has come to an end. Once again, thanks to our esteemed guests. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the establishment of a comprehensive strategic partnership between China and Italy. The friendly exchanges between the two countries stemming from Marco Polo's travels have evolved into a vast world of interconnected communications, composing a new chapter of cooperation between China and Italy. That's all for this edition of BizTalk. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.